Wow, thanks so much. It's a pleasure. I don't get West very often, so I really appreciate you guys all coming. Not often enough. So there's two things you're supposed to never do in music and in stand-up comedy, and that is to start or finish with new material, so I'm going to for sure do both of those. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Man, what a pleasure. What a great night it's already been. I want to thank you guys so much for having me and, for sticking around. I don't make it easy, and so I appreciate you guys all coming. And, oh yeah, absolutely. I flew in, this is a big costume change, so everybody, it's super exciting. Work with what I have, But, so I flew in today. I'm only here for I'm only in town for a couple of days, but already just being, I don't know, what is it? Is it the mountain air? I already just feel like I've been on vacation for a week. It's like the best, today has been the best week of my life. So, what a pleasure. So thanks. And to get to come and play on top of the day that I've had already is too much. So thanks. It's just the right amount. It's not too bad. So, I don't really have any super serious plans for the next hour or so. What I do have is a new record. I've got a new record that came out maybe just a month or two ago now, and it's called Fingers Crossed. And yeah, if some of you have heard it, that's going to make the night go so much better. It's so much easier if you've heard the record already. But, and so here's the thing though. So I'm going to play a bunch of new songs. I'm going to play a whole bunch of new songs, but I'm going to play, that's not all I'm going to do. I'm going to play some old songs too. And I have very old songs. I'm a very old dude. And so I have very old songs going back like 20 some odd years, and way back into the band I used to be in a bajillion years ago. And so anyway, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say this one thing, and then we're going to get off the hook for the rest of the night, and then I'll just be able to play music. But I do have to make this one thing. I just say this one thing, and then I don't have to say anything else for the rest of the night. I will. I'll keep talking all night, but I won't have to. Like the important things will be said. And so here's what I can say. How do I say this? So there are probably some creative types here tonight. I know there are at least a handful because we've seen some great music and poetry. And so if you're a creative type, let me just see if I can. Let me say this: that the job description of an artist is to look at the world and describe it. Look at the world, tell us what you see. That's your job. It's simple as that, really. Now that might sound easy, but that's of course a job of 1,000 variables, because what happens is everything about you are, as you're observing the world, constantly changing. The world that you are observing is constantly changing. So you can observe something, document that for us, and then 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 years later, stand in the same place, see the same thing, and think completely differently about it. And you might frame or focus it a totally different way. You might even not even think to document it at all. Which is to say that being a professional autobiographer is tricky business. It's tricky business, and because what happens is you run the very real risk, the probable risk of making things, in my case writing songs, that you for sure no longer agree with, or resonate with, or relate to in any way. And that happens, that just happens. Because you guys, not just musicians who you might listen to, but friends you have, you, yourself, somebody who still believes 100% of what they believed 2, 5, 10, 20 years ago is not a healthy person. That is not, it's not to be trusted. That means you've learned nothing. That means you've learned nothing. And that's not good. And so I wind up in the unenviable position of having a whole bunch of songs to play, some of which you guys might be your favorites, and might be even some of mine that I for sure do not. I'm not the man who wrote. I'm not the boy in many cases who wrote some of these songs. I don't feel like that person anymore. But I will play them for you, and let me tell you why. Because while I might not be or relate to the person who wrote many of these songs, I do trust him. I trust that when he stood where he was standing, knowing what he knew, doing the best job that he could to describe the world for us, I think he did the best job that he could. I think he did the most honest job that he could. And therefore, I will cover his material. But rest assured that that's what I'm doing. So the performing of any song is not an endorsement of its content. And that goes for the new songs too. Some of the new songs I wrote more than 2 or 3 years ago that are on the new record. And I already don't really, especially relate to some of them. But in as far as they are an accurate document of the emotional feeling what was happening, then I'll perform them, I'll play them for you. And I think they're worth documenting, and they're worth releasing, and they're worth performing, and I will. But I just want to be clear on that. Now, here's what I'm not going to do, is I'm not going to tell you which ones are which. Because I'm like that. I'm contrary, and also that's just not my job. And therefore, by the end of the night, if I've done my job right, you should be thoroughly confused. Because you'll think to yourself, but how can he play that song and then play this song? That doesn't make any sense. Like, that's a total contradiction. He's a total hypocrite. And here's the thing, your assessment will be correct. Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. You'll be right. I'm for sure going to contradict myself. I'm for sure a hypocrite. And you guys, that's called being a human being, and so are you, and so is everybody. And that's just, I don't know why are we hung up on that? It's for sure. Anyone who says anything they believe to be true out loud is almost immediately, retroactively somehow, a hypocrite. You're going to contradict yourself. If you learn anything and you fail and you learn and you apply and you fail and you learn, and that's what life is. And so I'm not afraid of that. But what is going to happen is by the end of the night, you hopefully will be able to squint your eyes at the whole thing, whatever is going to happen, and have a very real sense of who I am and where I've come from and what matters to me and what I'm made of and what my story is and has been and what I have loved or love currently. And you're going to have a sense of that. But it's going to take all the songs making no sense for you to have that sense, because I'm complicated. Right? And so is everybody. You are too. Welcome. So, that said, I'm going to play a couple of new songs for you, but before I do that, I'm going to play one more older song. And this is pretty apropos, I think, to whatever I just said. And this is another off that Mockingbird record, and it's a song called A New Law.
Teach me about politics and government.
Thanks a lot. So here's a couple new songs, and I don't have a lot to say about the new songs. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. But this song was like the sing. I don't really singles. Like I don't make music like that. I'm not typically interested in saying something that I can say in like 3.5 minutes. I need like a good hour for it to feel like it's worth everybody's time. And but on the new record, on Fingers Crossed, I did release a single. A week before the record came out, I released a song as kind of a warm-up. And I thought I would release the least provocative song on the record first. And so that's what happened. That's what I did. Play it for you. And but then I don't have anything to say about it other than I just have this invitation. And you probably won't, and this might sound weird, but if at any point during this next song you feel compelled to call out like an amen, I would just invite you to just hold those for the very, very end, just to make sure. Yeah. So here's the Spirit Bears the Curse.
Strong enough to do the job.
is unusual in that it has it has holiday songs in it. I've never written holiday songs before. It's kind of a new thing for me. And it has both a Christmas song and an Easter song on it, and which were both a great surprise. I don't ever know what I'm going to get. I mean, I'm as surprised as you guys, I swear. Anyway, so, and I might play both. I'll at least play this one. I'll play my Christmas song first, because that's how that works, right? Without the Christmas song, there's no Easter song. So here it is for you. And this room sounds so good that I actually really kind of want to be in tune. I don't always really want to. I don't always really care, but it seems to matter tonight. I want to be in tune for you guys. Just something interesting about this next song, that I actually wrote the song on Christmas Eve, just this past year, coming up on a year ago on Christmas Eve, very late at night. I started it on Christmas Eve, I probably finished it on Christmas Day, that was how late it was. And I wrote the song really quick. I wrote it just in one sitting. I wrote it in just a handful of minutes, so I wrote the song, and then like you do, when I finished it, it was so late that I was like, I got my iPhone, and I made a little voice memo recording of it, so I remember it. And then months later, when I went to properly record the song, when you're recording music, essentially all you're really trying to do is just get the most honest document of the thing possible. And sometimes better isn't better. Like, you can do it better, but that's not better. Like, that doesn't really communicate it. It doesn't communicate what you're feeling. And I figured out pretty quick that as I tried to record the song properly, that essentially what I was trying to do is just recreate that moment from Christmas Eve when I wrote it, and that little voice recording that I had listened to a handful of times. I was like, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to do better than that. And so what I decided to do, so if you've heard the record, if you hear this song on the record, what you're listening to is my iPhone recording. I just decided to put the iPhone recording on the record because I just thought, that's as good as it's going to get. So it's not perfect, it's charming. I mean, it has some little imperfections in it, more than a few, but I just felt like that was the best I was going to do, and so that's what you hear. I added some things to it, but that's the core of it, was on my iPhone. And so it sounds a lot like this, because this is what I had. I mean, this is all that I had. So, anyways. So, here's a song for you that's called, It's Almost That Time Again, you guys. And I finally get why people make Christmas records. It's always been, I've never made a Christmas record. I'm vowing here before you, and I've done it before, that I will never make a Christmas record. I will never make a holiday record, ever. But I get it, because this song is going to become relevant suddenly every 12 months. And I get that. But anyway, so here's a song for you that's called Chasing Empty Mangers. The tiny Christmas tree, the empty stockings hanging, the house devoid of chaos and life, while Daddy's getting drunk, the Peanuts kids are dancing, there's no star atop the tree tonight. 'Cause I'm taking what you give, the baby God returning, bringing peace to every house but mine. 'Cause another man takes a fall just for doing all he could. permission, knowing fully of the end at the start, like a dirty goddamn trick. I either sin as I resist you, or I do it as I'm doing my part. So all my empathy to Judas and the devil, they were yours as much in light as in the dark. 'Cause another man takes a fall just for doing all he could in light of what you dreamed of for your glory and another man's good. So tonight I'll watch the skies for a sleigh and saint appearing, like a great star running out of space. On this drunken Christmas Eve, I gotta say that feels as likely as any one of you three showing your face. So a toast to all my friends who are lost and beat and bleeding, still chasing empty majors out of faith. Thanks so much. Here's another story about the invisible night. An elephant in the room trumpeting these lights. Slow hate, hesitating voices in the dark. Here's another story about the invisible light. Really gotta stop talking and meeting like this. There's a better way coming, we both know what it is. just a song about having one of those days. We've all had those days. I didn't have one of those days today. You know what I'm talking about. I had a great day. I've already told you what a great day I've had. I sat on a plane for 3 hours, and then I sat in a hotel room for a couple hours, and then okay, you guys, this is, forgive me. But when I got into the hotel, this is really cool. I got into the hotel room, and the TV, I never ever turn on. It's been a decade since I've turned on a television in a hotel room. But I got in there, and the TV was just inviting me into this great experience, and here's what it was. It said that I could just sign into Netflix. Like I mean, I'm sure you could do this on any TV now, but it doesn't occur to me. But it was right there, and it's like you just sign in with your Netflix account, and you sign out when you're done, so that nobody watches your shows or whatever. And I signed into my Netflix account, and you guys, it was like being home. And I realized now that I should reevaluate the way that I define words like home. But the point being, I signed into my Netflix, and there was everything. It was all my progress of all my shows, and I just got on the bed and just, it was amazing. So the point being, I highly recommend that. I turn all my hobbies into jobs, and so I don't have hobbies. My only hobby I have left, the only thing I've not figured out how to make money doing is watching television. And so that's my one recreational thing that I do. And so it was magic, it was awesome. And so I, back to the point, did not have one of those days that had a great day. And now if you did have one of those days, here's a song for you. And this is another song off that Mockingbird record. I'm leaning on that record for some reason tonight, but you know, so make what you will of that. So this might be a song for you. It's gonna be okay, you guys. Tomorrow's another day. And here's a song that's called I Hate Everything But You. Something big. Thank you so much. Okay, so here's another new song. I'll squeeze in another new song, maybe two, for you really quick. And this is this song I wrote for a great friend of mine, a buddy of mine named Mark Montgomery, who's a buddy I've had for about 15 years, and a great friend, mentor to me. And more specifically, I wrote it for his wife, Joanna. And Joanna was a hell of a woman. And she died from cancer about 2 years ago, just about 2 years ago now. And she left Mark and their little girl Maggie, and it was pretty devastating for a lot of us. And so what happened was Mark and Joanna told me that when she passed, they were going to have this thing. They were going to do this thing in Nashville, where we live, and it was going to be like a wake or like a hootenanny, like a celebration of her life. And so everybody to make a plan, and he would let everybody know. And so when she passed, he called me. I'll never forget. It was like a Saturday afternoon, and he called me, and he said, "Hey man, so we're going to do this thing in a couple of weeks." And Joe and I talked about it, and we decided that we made a list of friends and musicians and artists and people who we like and whose music we like, and we want everybody to come, and to each one of these people on our list to come and everybody play a song, one song at this thing. And we want you to come and play songs. So, and I was obviously like super emotional and honored about that. And so the problem being that I don't have songs for occasions like that. I was immediately terrified by what was I going to do. And my creative MO tends to be what I need and can't find, I make. And so I sat down that afternoon and I wrote this next song because I really needed it real bad. And so a few weeks later, played it at that occasion. And I thought that might be the only time I ever played it. I wasn't sure if it had if there was any need for it beyond that, just for Mark and his friends. But with Mark's blessing and encouragement, some other friends of mine decided to record it for the new record. And the new record is very focused in terms of its topics. And this record is kind of the one, or this song is the one kind of outlier. But I thought a lot about it and decided it definitely fit on there. And so I'm gonna play it for you. And it's a song for Joanna, and it's called The Braver One. It's not that I don't know. It's not that I don't agree with him, I just don't know if he knew how right he was, 'cause he had never seen your face. Thank you. Baby, it's so peculiar, a nightmare reoccurring, but only when I'm wide awake. It's like I'm out of body, like I'm taking over, like devils come to rob the place. Woke up and couldn't find you, couldn't find the children. A fuzzy head, blood on my clothes. I could not remember if I had killed or saved you. I only knew I was alone. Oh my God, I came to A few more songs here. I'm going to play a super old song for you. Fascinating that. So this is the first song on my first record, and remarkably, it's still a pretty decent theme song for me. And so. A song called Nobody Loves Me. Thank you so much. Just a few more songs here, and you'll be free of me. So I'm going to play a song for you. There's on a record called Stockholm Syndrome, and this is a song that I wrote as I imagined the hypothetical conversation between Fred Phelps of Westboro Baptist Church, who's passed away now. So this might have happened, this conversation that I speculated about. There's no way to know, actually. If anybody tells you they do know, I would flee from those people, because that's not information that anybody has. But the conversation, as I imagined it at the time, between Fred Phelps of Westboro Baptist Church. If you don't know who he is or who they are, you do, because you've seen these are the picketing Christians, the forgive me for this, but the God Hates Facts Christians with their posters, and they picket everybody, and they're a despicable bunch. And they're mostly made up, his church is mostly made up of his extended family. And so they travel all over the country and they picket everybody. They picket funerals, they picket soldiers. I mean, you know, they're...
Equal opportunity haters.
The equal opportunity haters, exactly right. Thank you for that. So as I imagined, the conversation between Fred Phelps of Westboro Baptist Church and Jesus of the Bible. And I was just trying to imagine, like, if these two ever met up, how would that conversation go? You know, like, what would happen? And I wrote this next song. And that's it. So, and all things considered, I thought it felt appropriate to me, anyway, at the time, to write the song as a 50s doo-wop love song to Fred. It's called Freddie Please. Freddie Please, how can you do this to me? How can you tell me you love me when you hate me, Freddie? Please. Oh, you know I love you, honey. I'll bleed you dry with money. I'll talk when I know you can't hear. Oh, and Freddie, can't you see? Brother, you're the one who's queer. Freddie, please, how can you do this to me? How can you tell me you love me when you hate me, Freddie? Please. Oh, the stone's been rolled away, but you're picketing my grave for loving the things you hate. Oh, and why do you see the living among the dead, Freddie? Please, how can you do this to me? How can you tell them you love me when you hate me, Freddie? Please. When you hate me, Freddie, please. When you hate me, Freddie, please. It's not me for a drink unless you come to take an oath. And brother, please don't pray for me unless you pray for us both. Just because I fucked up, it doesn't make me a cross on which you can hang your sin and expect to be forgiven. Thanks. All right, we did it, you guys. We did it. It's over. We made it. Thank you guys so much again, man. I really appreciate it. And what a pleasure it's been to get to play some songs for you. And I'm going to play just one more. And so I started the night with the new record opener, and I'm going to finish the night with the new record closer. That just makes sense. That's math. So can't argue with that. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys coming. And I gotta say, you guys, that I've done this job for a super long time. I've been in this job for like 20, since I was 19. I've been in this job for 20, I'm not gonna say this what the next number is, but for a long time, for 20 plus years I've been in this job. And long enough to not take not one of you guys for granted, like the fact that you guys came. I mean, I just can't tell you how much it means. I really appreciate it. I wasn't joking earlier when I said I know that I don't make it easy, and so I can't tell you how much. If we've made it through, if you guys are here, if you're here, if you came and you're still here, like you didn't leave already tonight, then we're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it, I think. So thanks. It really means a lot. It really does, and I just can't even tell you. So thanks. So one more song, and then I'll be hanging out for a little bit, and let's say hey, and. Let's hear it again for the folks who put this thing on in this beautiful place, because I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Literally, a second before I started my set, we were hatching a plan for 2018, and so please do keep your eyes peeled, because I will, if as it depends on me, I will for sure be back in this room. We got some cool plans for 2018. We got some cool. Me and like some pals are up to some cool things, and we're gonna take the cool things we're doing on the road. Cryptic, stupid, sorry, but anyway, we have some cool plans, and whatever we're gonna do, I'd love to come back and do here. So thanks again, and one more. So thanks again. We'll see you guys. See you soon. Merry Christmas. And all that. See ya. So let's go. Goodbye for now. Since we talked, I'm not ready to show up and feel nothing, and I don't even feel sad anymore. I'm just always